Okay, as I was saying after I showed you how to do the and I was going to show you how to do an or, but before we get there, first thing that I want to do is go ahead and just give you an example to work. See if you can graph this compound inequality right here. See if you can graph that one. Okay, go ahead and pause it and try that. Okay. I'm assuming you paused it, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do this. There are only two numbers that I care about, and those two numbers are -7 and 3. Okay, so then I need to look up here, and I see that, is there an equal sign pointing to the -7? There is, so that's going to be filled in. Is there an equal sign dealing with the 3? There is not, so that's going to be a circle. And I know that all the x's are bigger than 7, so they go this way. I know the x's are smaller than 3, so they go this way. So these go toward each other. So I know that that is an and. Okay, so there's that one. All right, now let's look at something else. What if we had where x is smaller than 2, x is smaller than 3? Well, if I tried to graph that, I go down here and I'd only care about the 2 and the 3. There's no equals, that'd be a circle there. No equal, there'd be a circle there. Well, it says x is less than 2. So if x is less than 2, that's this way. This says x is less than 3, so that's this way. So I run into two problems here. The first problem is that this says x does not equal 2, but this says x does equal 2. So that can't work. Well, let's say that we tried to fix it with this. All right, so here x can equal 2, right? So these two things can be true at the same time, but couldn't you just write the whole thing as x is less than 3 and it accomplishes the same thing? That's right. That's what would happen. Therefore, you will not see an inequality written like this where they're both pointing to the x. It won't happen. All right, let's look at something else. Let's look at what if we had x is greater than 2, x is greater than 5. Okay, draw my number line. The only two numbers I care about are 2 and 5. Neither has an equal sign on it, so those are two circles. This says that the x's are bigger than the 2's, so that goes this way. Uh-oh. This says the x's are bigger than 5, so I go this way. I run into the same problem. That you can't, this says it does not equal 5. But let's try to fix it like we did the last time. Okay, fill that in. Why wouldn't I just write this as x is greater than 2? Because you know what? If you're bigger than 5, you're already bigger than 2. So again, you're never going to see one written where these two point away from the x. You just won't see that. Now, make a note here that when I'm saying the way that you will not see these written, there's no words in there. It's not saying and or anything like that. And that'll make sense here in a minute. When they look like this, they're not going to be where the arrows point away from the x or where both arrows point to the x. It just doesn't happen. So let's look at the next possibility. So we've had where x and then some number, right? And it pointed toward the 5, and then it pointed toward the x over here. They both pointed left. We had them. We know they can't both point toward to each other, and they can't both point away from each other. What if they both pointed to the right? Okay, let's try that. Well, the thing is this says that x is less than 5 or x is less than 9, which is kind of okay, but then again, it's kind of frowned on. So we need to write it a different way. You might see it written like this later, but for X12 and X13, you will not see it written where they both point to the right. Instead, they'll write it like this. X is less than 5, just like it says up here. And then they'll have or. They'll say or. Remember, there was an and? This one's an or. Or X is greater than 9. You'll see it written like that. And that's okay. Okay? Yeah, get rid of that. Let's see here. So how do we graph that? Well, Go ahead and make our number line. The only two numbers I care about are 5 and 9. Okay. And I put, this is going to be open on the 5, and it's going to be open on the 9. Well, the numbers less than 5 go this way. This is a K1, K2 problem, isn't it? Right there is just K1, K2, less than 5. Same thing here. X's go to the right. They're bigger than 9. K1, K2 problem. So that's what an OR looks like. Okay, so let me give you an example of an OR that I would like you to try. Okay, let's say that, oops, let's do this in black. Let's say that X is less than 6 or X is greater than 15. All right, go ahead and pause it. Okay, let's see what you got. Draw a number line. I only care about two numbers, 6 and 15. Okay. Open on the 6 goes to the left. That's a K1, K2 problem. Over here, open on the 15 goes to the right. And that's what ORs look like. So that's how you do K12. If you have any questions, just let me know. Thank you very much.